Hey, friends, it is Theme Thursday, and it's one of my favorite Theme Thursdays of the month, which is a frugal recipe. So, in this episode, I've got a thrifty dinner recipe that I love because it's so easy to change it up based on what you have on hand and any dietary restrictions. It can be really hard to find recipes that you can easily adapt based on any diet restrictions or any way that you're eating. You can easily adapt this recipe. Any guesses what it is? Let's get into it and find out. Okay, so today's thrifty dinner recipe is chicken and dumplings. I don't know if you've ever had chicken and dumplings. If you've never made them, this is one of the seriously easiest recipe dinners that you can make. So what I love about it and why it's so frugal is that most families tend to have a lot of these items already on hand. So it doesn't really take that many ingredients, and a lot of them you have on hand already. And it's really easy to change it up depending on your diet preferences, any diet restrictions, or just based on what you have on hand or what is needing to be used up first. So the ingredients, it doesn't take a lot. You've got your chicken. So of course, in order to be chicken and dumplings, it's got to have chicken, but it actually doesn't. But that's the great thing is it doesn't even have to have meat. If you are vegetarian or vegan, omit any kind of meat. And you can also change up the meat. So any other meat will work fine. It can be chunked up meat. It can be shredded meat. If you have anything left over that you need to use up, or if you want to start saving up any leftovers in a freezer little by little until you have enough, then it will be completely leftover used food that you are not purchasing now. So you're going to want, if you're using the meat, you're going to want about 2 cups of the meat. So 2 cups of bite-sized chunks or shredded meat of whatever kind that you're using. And of course, again, as I said, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can leave it out. The next ingredient is the veggies. So if you're using the 2 cups of meat, then you're going to want about a cup or so of veggies. Any kind of vegetables can work as long as they'll hold up, but about a cup or so. And of course, use up any items you have on hand first. Anything that's going to go bad that you need to use up is a great thing to use first. Again, you can be freezing leftovers before they go bad, or anything that's in your fridge that's going to go bad you can use for this recipe, or even cut up and save later for this recipe. If you do need to purchase anything, you can buy what's in season on the steepest discounts that week, whatever week you're going to make it. Look at the ads and see what is in season, what do they have the biggest discounts on. If you are vegetarian or vegan and you have omitted the 2 cups of chicken, just use about 3 cups of vegetables instead. So you're just replacing the quantity of meat or chicken with the vegetables. So some common options can be for the vegetables. It's not limited to these, but these are some common options. So think about what you have on hand: corn, potatoes, carrots, peas, green beans, onions, celery, and mushrooms. Those are probably some of the most common. And you can also use a frozen bag of any kind of mixed vegetables if you have those and you want to get those used up. And then the next thing you're going to need is broth. So this is going to be an equivalent of about 4 cups of broth. So you can use a 32-ounce container of broth or a couple of the cans of broth, whatever you have on hand. Broth is something that families commonly have on hand. And it can be any type. It can be any meat. It can be chicken, of course, but it doesn't have to be chicken flavored. It can be vegetable flavored if you're making a veggie broth, or that's what you have on hand. Turkey, mushroom, beef, any flavor of broth will work just fine. And in fact, you can change it up on purpose just to have a different meal flavor each time you make it. And then if you don't have the broth and you want to make your own, you can use 4 cups of water and just mix it with bouillon, either the cubes or the powder. If you get like the jarred powder, that's called like better than bouillon. There's different ways that bouillon comes. So mix it with the 4 cups of water to make your broth. And then the last component is going to be your dough. So there's a couple different combinations. Your dumpling dough can be made with a cup of flour, and you can change up your flour based on what you can have, whatever your restrictions are. If you need gluten-free, then gluten-free, whatever types of flour you prefer. plus a teaspoon of baking powder, plus half a cup of milk. And you can use non-dairy milk if you need to, if you are non-dairy, plus about 2 tablespoons of butter or oil of your choice. So either way, whatever you have on hand, or if you're non-dairy, you can use the oil, 2 tablespoons of butter or oil, and just a pinch of salt. So you're going to combine all of that to make your dough. Or if you don't have flour and baking powder, what you can use instead, or if you just have a plethora of Bisquick or baking mixes, I know that a lot of food pantries give away those boxes of baking mixes, and those will work great as well. So about 1 cup of the baking mix or Bisquick plus a 1/3 cup of milk is all you would need to make that dough. So you can have a couple different options on making the dough. And of course, if you want low carb, if you are following a low carb diet, then just omit the dumplings altogether and you still have an amazing and filling soup, as long as you are using low carb veggies, of course. Okay, so super easy instructions. You're just going to cook and shred your chicken or whatever your meat that you're using. If you are using bone-in chicken that you need to cook, you can boil it all together in the broth with the veggies that you're choosing. You probably want to start out with the chicken first in the broth, boil them and simmer. They're going to take about 25 to 30 minutes total for the chicken before you have to then take the chicken pieces out and get the meat off of the bone. So add in your veggies at whatever point in that 25 to 30 minutes that they will need to cook to the texture that you like. So that can all cook together. Take the meat out and shred it, or if you're using meat, just add it in from the beginning. If it's not something that you have to take out and shred, if it's already cut up pieces or boneless, then you don't have to take it out. While the chicken and the veggies are cooking in the broth, you're just going to make your dough. So it's really easy to throw the dough together. It only takes a few minutes, so you can wait until the cooking is almost done. Make your dough, and then once your pot of chicken is done, you're just going to drop spoonfuls of the dough into the soup. Literally drop them straight into the soup while it is still simmering. That's going to make your little dumplings. So they don't have to be perfectly sized little balls or anything. You're just literally going to take a spoonful, plop it in there, get the next spoonful, and do the same thing until you have all the spoonfuls in there. Then you want to put a lid on. This is really important, is to simmer it with the lid on, and do not lift the lid until the dumplings are done. And when they look fluffy, that's when they're done. And it's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. So around the 10-minute mark, be watching it, be peeking. Don't lift the lid, but just kind of look through the lid and see, do they look fluffy? Do they still kind of look smaller and not fully plumped up yet? Maybe 12 minutes. Then it may take as long as 15, depending on the size of spoon that you used. So simmer with the lid on for about 10 to 15 minutes until they look fluffy. Take your lid off, season it with salt and pepper to taste, and enjoy. That's literally all it takes. It is so easy to do and mostly hands off. So I'd love to know, have you ever made them? Do you make these regularly? Is this something that's new to you? Are you going to give it a try? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. And do you have any variations that you like to use when you are making chicken and dumplings? Any seasonings that just give it that special kick in case somebody has that on hand and would like to try it? I'd love to hear about any little ways that you use to make your chicken and dumplings extra special. And if you decide to try this out, come back and let me know what you think. Let me know if your family enjoyed it. This is a really low cost, can be a very low cost if you're saving up your leftover scraps. So I encourage you to start saving up your leftover veggie scraps, your leftover meat scraps, and this will be such an easy recipe for you to throw together, and you will thank me later. So enjoy this frugal recipe, and I will talk with you in a few days. Blessings to your family.